The camera blurs, and the whispers start. The previously untouchable face of plural marriage, Kody Brown, has ignited a rumor that has the potential to destroy what is left of his broken empire. After years of loyalty, betrayal, and heartache, Kody is reportedly looking for a new wife. Not to make his family stronger, not to restore the vision of sister wives, but to replace Robyn, the woman he previously defended, no matter what. It's a shock that stuns even the most experienced fans. Because for years, Robyn was off limits. She was the queen in Kody's heart, the woman he wedded legally when he divorced Meri, the woman who had his loyalty when Christine and Janelle left him. But now, the cameras catch the agitated shine in his eyes, the coldness he develops when talking to Robyn, the gap of silence between them like a chasm. Something has shifted. Something has snapped. The rumors become louder. Kody is preparing to live without Robyn. And in that preparation, there is a new woman hiding in the shadows. The surprise doesn't stop there. In a turn of events no one could have anticipated, Kody announces that not only is he looking for a new wife, but that he's prepared to court again his ex-wives, Meri and Janelle. The women who left. The women who vowed they'd never come back to him. After all those years of ignoring them, after all those years of giving favor to Robyn, Kody now asserts that he desires again what he had before. But is this love? Is this redemption? Or is it merely the desperate action of a man afraid of being left with nothing? Inside the Brown household, the air is thick with tension. Robyn, once Kody's anchor, begins to unravel. For years she was seen as the chosen one, the woman who had his heart, the wife who could do no wrong. But now, her confessions spill into the cameras, raw and unfiltered. "I never thought I'd have to fight to keep my husband's heart," she admits, tears streaming down her face. And yet, Kody is stubborn. He rails that the family saga isn't finished, that perhaps only, the solution is fresh energy, a new spouse, someone to bring vitality to a shattered fantasy. His language is biting, his tone guarded. He speaks of legacy, of rebuilding, of managing to author a new page. But his other wives aren't swallowing it. Meri, who has spent years keeping quiet and being ignored, finally speaks up. Eyes blazing, she states, "I will not be a backup plan. I will not be someone's second chance. If Kody thinks he can just pick me up when he feels like it, he's wrong." Janelle, herself quiet but biting, shakes her head. "You don't get to leave us for Robyn, and then come slinking back when it doesn't pan out," she says. To her, it isn't love. It's terror. Terror of being alone. Terror of seeing everything disappear. The soap opera erupts beyond the wives. The children are involved too. Some are angry, blaming their father for deserting them, for attempting to play family with a new wife and disregarding the hurt he left behind. Others are just drained, unable to comprehend why their family is constantly in conflict. One daughter breaks down and confesses, "All I ever wanted was for my dad to see us, to be with us. And now he's on about bringing someone else into the family. I don't even know what family is anymore." The admissions cut deep. What started out as a family show about love and unity now appears to be a courtroom show trial, as every member of the family takes turns giving evidence of years of anguish. And through it all, Kody pushes forward. He insists this is not betrayal, it's salvation. He believes that by finding a new wife, by bringing in fresh energy, he can somehow restore the dream of sister wives. He tells the cameras, "This family isn't over. It can't be over. I'll prove it. I'll find someone who believes in this dream again." But his loved ones see something else. Desperation. A man coming apart. A man blinded by pride. Season 20 builds to its cliffhanger, like a storm sweeping over the desert. Tensions come to a boiling point in incendiary confrontations. Robyn collapses into sobs, her face in her hands. She yells that she feels discarded, betrayed, that she never meant anything at all. Meri slams the door on a heated argument, voice trembling as she states she will never allow Kody to redo her history. Janelle storms out of a family meeting, mouthing that she can't stand to see him dismantle what little peace they had established. And then there is the moment no one saw coming. A mysterious woman enters the frame, her face is blurred, her identity hidden, but her presence is undeniable. The other wives glance nervously at her. Their suspicions confirmed, Kody isn't bluffing. He really has been searching, and he may have already found someone. The scene cuts, the music swells, and Kody's chilling words echo into silence. If they won't love me again, I'll find someone who will. The screen goes black. What does the future hold for the Brown family? Is Kody really looking for redemption? Or is this his last act of rebellion? Can Robyn weather the shame of being replaced? Will Meri and Janelle ever take him seriously when he promises to court them again? Or will they shut the door for good? Season 20 doesn't merely threaten drama. It threatens the downfall of a dream that once had millions enchanted. It threatens betrayal, surprise reunions, and maybe the most crushing twist in Sister Wives history. Because this time, it's not only about love, it's about legacy. It's about control. It's about a man who will not accept that his empire has already fallen. Fans are left agog, gasping, reliving every syllable, every look, every revelation. And one question burns more than any other. Is this the beginning of the end of Sister Wives, as we know it? Or merely the start of Kody Brown's most perilous chapter yet? The new season of Sister Wives doesn't walk into drama. It bulldozes through the front door like a hurricane nobody anticipated. From the very first rumor, viewers are intrigued, jaws agape, hearts pounding. And that rumor, it's a rumor so incendiary that it rocks the shaky ground of the Brown family to its foundation. The buzz on the street, and behind the walls of Flagstaff, is that Kody Brown is secretly looking for a new bride. Now, for those who've followed this family for over a decade, the thought alone feels almost impossible to process. After all, Kody's life has been defined by the women he married: Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn. We've watched those unions bloom, fracture, and in some cases collapse entirely. But through it all, one constant remained: Robyn Brown. Robyn was his anchor. She was the wife he formally married once he divorced Meri, the one who basked in the title of favorite wife, whether the family cared to believe it or not. She was the woman who was untouchable, shrouded in Kody's love and devotion. Even when the other wives veered away, as Christine loaded her suitcases, as Janelle became icy, as Meri remained mute, Robyn stayed. She was the final bulwark, the queen of the Brown dynasty. And yet now, here comes this gossip: that Kody is restless, unhappy, and seeking again. That he yearns for a do-over. That he's not seeking just another wife to add to the plural marriage, but a replacement for Robyn. The cameras capture it all: the tension in his body language, the flicker of his eyes during exchanges with Robyn, the bite of his tone when arguments erupt. Abruptly, silence takes up residence in the spaces where affection once dwelled. Fans paying close attention can spot it: the shift, the distance, the unraveling of what had appeared to be unbreakable. The news spreads like fire, setting ablaze fan sites, social media groups, and late-night conversations among die-hard viewers. Is it true? Can it possibly be true that Kody would be walking away from the woman he once fought for with all his might? It is surreal, because this is the same Kody who legally divorced Meri for no other reason but to wed Robyn, to give her and her children his name and his shelter. This is the same man who supported her when the other wives were accusing her of playing favorites, when Christine stormed off, when Janelle said she was out of this dysfunction. Robyn was there for him. She was always the one he held onto. But rumors don't spring out of thin air. And when several family insiders start signaling improvements behind the scenes, fans listen all the harder. Kody himself does not improve matters. In interviews, he begins to speak out of the blue about new energy, about needing to keep the dream of plural marriage alive, about the possibility that fresh commitment could be the secret to rebalancing things. His language comes across as weighted, intentional, almost like coded suggestions about what's to come. And so the question explodes: why now? Some believe Kody is chasing legacy. That deep down, he feels his family is slipping away, that his once proud empire is crumbling before the world's eyes, and that the only way to save it is by adding someone new. A new wife, younger, eager, untouched by years of drama. Someone who can rebuild the dream he once sold to millions of viewers. Others murmur something sinister, that Kody has tired of Robyn, that years of placing her on a pedestal and worshipping at her altar have finally caught up with him. Monetary stress, incessant arguments, the breakdown of trust. Perhaps the glaze has dulled. Perhaps the queen has lost her throne. And then there are others who realize it for what it actually is: desperation. Kody, minus Christine, left behind by Janelle, subtly cut away from Meri, is left with but one wife remaining. And even that is beginning to fray. What does a man such as Kody do when confronted with the reality of complete loneliness? He scrabbles. He grasps. He attempts to fill in the gaps he's lost. Within the home, tension crackles like a live wire. Robyn, normally sure of her position, starts to pick up on the shift. The cameras capture her eyes clouded with concern, her voice shaking as she admits, "I thought I was safe. I thought we were safe. I never thought I'd have to fight for his heart." The vulnerability is bare. Never before has the woman who always appeared invulnerable appeared fragile, nearly breakable. Supporters are torn between shock and compassion. Could it actually be happening? Could Robyn, the one who once had it all, lose it all? Simultaneously, Kody becomes agitated. His posture yells frustration. He paces rooms, his responses biting, defensive. He speaks of the future, of restarting the family dream, of refusing to release what he's labored so diligently to construct. His voice escalates, his fists contract, his tone becomes sour, and all the while Robyn observes, wounded flashing in her eyes. The camera hovers over those moments, the quiet between them, walls that rise higher each day, and fans can't help but observe what is taking place. The cracks are spreading, the fortress is in shambles, and yet, the gossip doesn't end with Kody looking for a new wife. Oh no, it goes even further. In addition to rumors of a new mate, there are rumors that Kody is discussing getting back together with Meri and Janelle, the women who left, the women who shut the door, the women who promised they'd never be back. To Meri, who suffered years of silence, abandonment and betrayal, the concept is insulting. She's nobody's backup. She's nobody's second option. And yet here comes Kody, discussing reconciliation, discussing love, discussing second chances. For Janelle, it is even more ridiculous. Years of seeing him put Robyn first, years of escaping the dysfunction, only to consider the possibility that he can just walk back into her life, like everything was fine, is enough to have her shaking her head. You don't get to ignore us for years, and then come crawling back when it's convenient for you, she declares in no uncertain terms. The rumor has fans left in shock. Is Kody genuine? Is this all about love? Or is it about control? A last-ditch effort to sew the fragments of a family that's already reduced to ash. By now, the rumor has become a roar. The fans are stuck to their television sets, rewinding all the clips, analyzing every statement, scrutinizing every look. Was Kody Brown, the man who a while back professed to have all he ever desired with Robyn, possibly scheming her replacement? Was the woman who once was his pillar now standing at the precipice of the cliff? And most notably, what does this bode for the future of sister wives? Because if this rumor is indeed true, if Kody is truly looking for a new wife, then this isn't just another installment in the family's story. It's a revolution, a reset, a rewriting of history, and the backlash. It could be the worst yet. Session 1 closes on questions, not answers. The drama thickens, the tension palpable, the stakes higher than ever. For years the Brown family has been living on the brink of disaster. But now, amid rumors of betrayal, heritage and a new bride in reserve, the question is not just whether or not the family will make it through. It's whether they ever truly existed as one in the first place. If rumors are the sparks, then cracks are the flames. By the time Sister Wives Season 20 enters its second act, it's no longer whispers in the wind. It's tangible. It's real. It's on film. And it's unfolding within what was once deemed the most solid marriage within the Brown clan. For years, the viewers were shown Robyn as queen, Kody's one and only, the wife who commanded the power, the influence, and the man's unwavering devotion that she referred to as her husband. She was the one who appeared so unbreakable, the castle that no man could penetrate. But now, the imperfections in that crown are apparent, and no amount of judicious editing or tearful confessionals can conceal them. The tension between Robyn and Kody is no longer whispered. It's said in biting words. It's manifested in cold silences. It's seen in the way Kody withdraws in conversations, his eyes scanning elsewhere, as if he's already mapping his exit. The scene is set with Robyn alone, nervously folding her hands together, eyes brimming with tears. She informs the cameras what viewers already know. I feel like I'm losing him. I feel like after all the things we've sacrificed, all the things we've created, I'm disposable now. Her statement hurts so much because it exposes the unimaginable. For the first time in her life as a member of the family, Robyn experiences what Meri, Janelle, and Christine all previously experienced: the pain of being neglected, the bitter cold of not being wanted, the harsh truth that Kody's heart is not as dedicated as she once thought. But Robyn's hurt is not silent. It bursts forth, filling every room in their house. She asks him, begs him, pleads with him to reassure her. But defensiveness is all she gets in return from Kody. He walks back and forth, his voice rising, its edge growing sharper, its tone filled with frustration. I've sacrificed everything to this family, he insists. But something's not there. Something's not working. Maybe we need fresh energy. Maybe we need to redefine what this family even is. Those words, new energy, hang in the air like venom. Because Robyn knows what they signify. She knows the gossip. She knows the rumors. A new energy isn't a staycation. It isn't counseling. It's another woman, another wife, a substitute. And then the stronghold starts to disintegrate. Viewers who used to roll their eyes at Robyn's relentless tears now watch in astonishment. Because for once, those tears aren't for favoritism or adolescent bickering. They're for survival. They're for the foundation of her marriage crumbling. The cameras catch her meltdowns, her words cracking as she utters, I thought I was the safe one. I thought he would never turn on me. I thought I was the last wife standing. But the reality is harsh. No one is safe within the Brown family. Not anymore. As the therapy progresses though, Kody becomes increasingly disconnected. His anger overflows in confessionals. He grumbles about feeling trapped, feeling smothered, about having the burden of failed marriages weighing on his shoulders. He won't take responsibility. Instead, he positions himself as a man who is still struggling to hold on to a dream everyone else lost. They walked away, he says icily. Christine walked away. Janelle walked away. Meri abandoned me. And now Robyn believes I'm abandoning her. Perhaps I just need somebody who actually believes in me. Those words landed like a sledgehammer. Because they're not just words. They're an admission. They're a glimpse into Kody's frame of mind. A man who sees himself not as the reason for the breakdown, but as its victim. A man who believes the answer isn't changing himself or repairing damaged relationships, but finding someone else to make him feel right. And that's when the conversation changes. For the first time in years, Kody begins openly speaking of Meri and Janelle again. Not with contempt, not with dismissal, but with a strange blend of nostalgia and desire. He tells the cameras that he's been reflecting. He says he wishes he'd never let it all fall apart. He contends that perhaps, just perhaps, it's time to woo them back. The response is instant. Meri, in her peaceful living room, shakes her head in disbelief. With a blaze in her eyes, she insists, I will not be an afterthought. I will not be a second choice. He had years to love me, years to treat me like a respectable human being. He chose Robyn. He made his choice. And now he wants me back. No, absolutely not. Her voice rings with force, because for so long Meri didn't speak. She suffered neglect, suffered rejection, suffered the shame of being dumped. And now for the first time, she won't let him draw her back in. Janelle's response is another, quieter but equally biting. She cackles in derision when she hears the rumor. You don't get to leave us for Robyn, then come crawling back when it falls through, she says sternly. Her voice isn't bitter, it's weary. It's the voice of a woman who has borne too much, waited too long, and finally understood she was better off without him. And still Kody doesn't relent. He walks back and forth, railing at the cameras, telling them he's not giving up on the vision of plural marriage. He tells them that if Robyn can't see, if Meri and Janelle won't come back, then perhaps a new wife truly is the solution. It's about legacy to him. It's about control. It's about retelling the story before it's gone. But for the other members of the family, it's all about survival. The fissures in Robyn's crown grew wider with each episode. Once revered as the unassailable queen, She now appears vulnerable, cornered, and scared. Her tears are no longer about power. They are about loss, about shame, about the fear that she might end up exactly where Meri, Christine, and Janelle ended up. Discarded, unwanted, forgotten. And for the fans, it's a bizarre combination of shock and delight. For years, Robyn was vilified as the favorite, as the cause of the family's breakdown. But now she's the one who's experiencing Kody's coldness. She's the one observing him pull away. And for the first time, she gets it. She finally realizes what all the other wives knew all along. By the conclusion of this chapter, one thing is certain: the cracks in the crown cannot be sealed. Robyn is no longer invincible. The fortress has been breached. And Kody, agitated and unremorseful, already has his eyes on someone else. The world is about to be set ablaze, in a war of love, loyalty, and legacy. Because if Kody truly thinks that another wife is the answer, then season 20 isn't merely about a family breaking apart. It's about a man who's willing to torch his own kingdom so he can rebuild. The pressure in the Brown family is mounting like a storm cloud. The family has already been rocked to its roots by the rumors of Kody looking for a fourth wife. By the time Sister Wives reaches season 20, Robyn is breaking under the strain, her previously unbreakable hold weakening. The other wives dig in, refusing to play backup roles in his crumbling dynasty. But then there is a moment nobody saw coming. A moment that would lead into one of the most shocking reversals in Sister Wives history. Kody addresses the cameras, jaw clenched, voice shaking with aggravation, and something else: desperation. And then he vows something. I'll win them back. I will show Meri and Janelle that I can love them again. I will demonstrate to them that there's more than just Robyn. This family is not finished. I'm not finished. The words linger in the air like lead. It's not a statement. It's a declaration of war, a public assurance to reverse years of suffering in a single stroke. But rather than fill the women who once referred to him as husband with hope, the vow gives rise to shockwaves of rage, bewilderment, and incredulity. For Meri, the vow is salt added to an old sore. For years she was quiet, the neglected wife, the wife who dwelled in Robyn's shadow, the wife cast aside like an old novel shoved onto a shelf. When Kody legally divorced her to marry Robyn, something broke within Meri. And yet she remained, hoping, waiting, praying for morsels of love that never materialized. Now that she is hearing Kody say he wants her back, she is not feeling relief, but rage. I won't be a backup plan, she says to the cameras, her tone adamant, her eyes burning. I won't be somebody's second chance. He chose when he walked away from me for Robyn. He chose when he disregarded me, year after year. And now that it's all breaking down, he figures he can just come slinking back. No, I'm worth better than that. I always was. For the fans, it's an empowerment moment. Meri, the former icon of silence, at last roars with power. Her refusal cuts Kody's ego, but it gains her the respect of thousands who wanted to hear her utter those words. Janelle's response is more subdued, but no less devastating. Seated quietly in her living room, she hears the gossip of Kody's promise. Her face reflects not anger, but incredulity, a weary smile creeping up onto her lips. She shakes her head, as though she can't believe he would do it. You don't get to leave us for Robyn, then crawl back when it doesn't pan out, she says gently but firmly. That's not how marriage is. That's not how love is. I gave him years of faithfulness, years of commitment, and when I needed him, he wasn't there. Now he wants me back. That's not love. That's loneliness. That's fear. Her words cut deep, because they reveal what Kody refuses to admit, that his vow isn't born of romance or redemption. It's born of desperation. It's the act of a man afraid of losing everything, of being left alone with no family to call his own. Robyn, however, is caught in a storm of emotions. For years she was the favorite one, the wife who held Kody's heart, the woman whose position seemed unattainable. But now she sits watching as her husband speaks candidly of trying to win back the very women she had replaced. Her tears are uncooked, her sobs unrestrained. I thought I was enough, she wails. I thought I was his for good, and now he wants them back. What does that do to me? What does that do to my marriage? Was it all a lie? Her hurt is very real, but for the other wives, it's justice. They've experienced the pain of being set aside, of watching Kody give all of his affection to someone else. Now it's Robyn who's getting the brunt of that hurt. For the first time, she gets it. The pain she used to deny. Kody naturally can't see it that way. In confessionals, he doubles back. He claims he's doing it for his family. He claims his promise is for love, to repair what's been damaged, to show that plural marriage can still succeed. But the more he talks, the clearer his motives get. He doesn't want Meri and Janelle to back out in love. He wants them back because he's falling apart, because Christine has gone, because Janelle walked away, because Meri got quiet, and now even Robyn feels far away. He wants them back because the empire he once ruled has slipped from his hands, and he doesn't know how to arrest the fall. And so he holds fast to visions of reconciliation, of redemption, of some dramatic gesture that will redefine history. But the kids see through him. In wrenching confessions, they talk in unvarnished terms. Some are angry, berating their father for playing games with their mother's hearts. Others are just weary, too tired to keep pace with the never-ending cycle of promises and deception. One of the daughters, her voice shaking, says he wants them back now. After all those years of not paying us any attention, after all those years of giving Robyn a higher priority, what about us? What about the kids who just wanted a dad? He doesn't need new wives. He needs to be a father. But he doesn't see that. Her words are like lightning. Because during all the vows and marriages and gossip of new wives, the children have been the lost victims. Their hurt, their hope, their confusion, all swept aside in Kody's frantic bid to preserve his dying legacy. Meanwhile, internet fans go wild with commentary. Some view Kody's promise as a pitiful effort at saving face. Others question whether it's a sincere token of remorse, an opportunity for redemption. But everyone mostly agrees on this. The damage is already done. No promise, no vow, no dramatic gesture can undo years of neglect and favoritism. Clips of Meri's fiery refusal go viral. Janelle's calm dismissal is praised as wisdom. Robyn's tears spark debate. Is she a victim now, or simply reaping what she sowed? And Kody? He becomes the villain in his own story. The man who wants everything but deserves nothing. The promise is a turning point. No longer is this merely about a new wife. No longer is this merely about rumors of replacement. This is about Kody attempting to rewrite history. Attempt to overturn years of decisions with one desperate vow. But history does not curve so easily. And the women of the Brown family are no longer going to play his game. By the time Session 3 is over, the message is unmistakable. Meri will not be Plan B. Janelle will not be manipulated. Robyn will not be shielded perpetually. And Kody? He is a man waging war for a battle he's already lost, holding on to vows that no one believes in anymore. The promise to win them back was to be his salvation. Instead, it is his ruin. For in promising it, Kody Brown shows not strength, but weakness, not love, but desperation, not harmony, but domination. By the fourth act of Sister Wives Season 20, the fissures have turned into canyons. What was whispered rumor has become full-blown pandemonium. And the Brown family is no longer merely a family in disarray. It's a war zone. The conflict is not waged with fists or bullets. The conflict is waged with words, tears, and silence. Every room is like a courtroom. Every conversation is like testimony. Each look is further evidence against Kody Brown. The family is split. And this time, there might not be a turning back. The children lead the way. They've been the silent observers of their parents' spectacle all these years, sandwiched in the middle, overlooked in the favor for Kody's perpetual struggles for domination. But now, they won't remain quiet. In raw confessions, a few of the older children talk with anger. One son, his voice cutting with rage, declares he wants to bring another wife. He can't even provide for the ones he already has. He can't even provide for us. A daughter whose eyes brim with tears continues. I looked up to him. I thought he was the dad who would keep us all together. But he only kept Robyn together. He forgot about us. And now he thinks another wife will sort it out. It's pathetic. Their statements are heartbreaking, because they convey the reality that Kody cannot face his children no longer view him as a leader. They view him as the man who put one wife over all others. and now view him as someone grasping for control of a family that has already escaped. Within the wives' houses, the division is even more pronounced. Robyn is betrayed, her previously secure position as the favorite slipping from her grasp. She weeps to the cameras. "I don't know who he is anymore. He was once my partner, my protector, the man I trusted. Now I feel like I don't even know if I'm his wife, or just someone he's using until he finds the next one." Her meltdowns become more regular, her tears ringing out in vacant rooms. For the fans, it's a moment of irony. The woman who sat so comfortably on Kody's left arm, who watched as Meri and Janelle faded into the background, is now herself having to endure the same embarrassment. Meri, however, is firm. She has been replaced before, but this time, she's not the one falling apart. She's the one who remains standing. "I've been through this already," she says. "I know what it's like to be replaced. I know what it's like to be ignored. But I will not allow him to use me as a bandage for his busted marriage. I've found my voice, and I'm not going back." For Meri, division is freedom. For Robyn, it's devastation. And then there's Janelle, tranquil, steady, detached almost. Standing back and observing, she examines Kody's every move, every statement with the same practicality that she's always had. "This isn't about love," she states unvarnished. "It's about control. It's about his pride. He's losing everything, and rather than meet it head-on, he's attempting to recreate it with someone else. But he doesn't realize that he's already reduced the foundation to ashes." Her words bite with reality, for they are saying what fans already recognize. This is not a love story. It's a love story about a man who cannot accept the dream which he once peddled to millions has already imploded. The family reunions become intolerable. What used to be a setting for child talks, holidays, or land has become a drama in the courtroom. Kody is seated at the head of the table like a defendant, his voice raised, his arguments piercing, his tone reeking of self-righteousness. "I built this family," he exclaims, slamming his hand onto the table. "I sacrificed for this family, and now you're all acting like I'm the enemy. You think I don't care. You think I don't feel this pain. I'm trying to save us, and none of you can see it." His words don't take. Instead, they ignite more wrath. Meri shakes her head, not allowing him to rewrite history. "Save us? You left us years ago. You saved Robyn and yourself. That's all. You don't get to label yourself the savior now." Robyn cries again, weeping at the table, whispering, "Why are you doing this to me?" Janelle, arms folded, turns away, her silence louder than any scream. The suspense is unbearable. The children sit in silence, their faces etched with anger and despair. The dream of unity is gone. Left are a courtroom, with no judge, no verdict, and no promise of peace. Fans watching from their living rooms are stunned. For years they've debated who was right, who was wrong, who deserved Kody's love. But now the truth feels unavoidable. There is no winner. There is only wreckage. Clips of the arguments flood social media. Meri's fiery stand is praised as empowerment. Janelle's blunt observations are hailed as wisdom. Robyn's tears spark heated debates. Some fans feel sympathy, others say it's karma. And Kody, he is torn apart online, painted as a man blinded by pride. A man so desperate to keep control, that he's willing to sacrifice the last fragile pieces of his family. And still, throughout it all, Kody doesn't give up. In confessional interviews, he maintains he's fighting for something greater than himself. "This isn't about me. This is about legacy. About proving that plural marriage can work. About proving that this family is still worth saving." But the more he talks, the more it's obvious this isn't about saving the family. It's about saving his image, his empire, his control. And the division grows deeper. By the conclusion of this act, the family is divided in thirds. Robyn holding on to a marriage that seems weaker with each passing day. Meri firm in her new-found independence. Janelle, cool but firm, refusing to be swayed again. The children shattered, furious, disillusioned. And Kody alone, beating his chest, proclaiming he is still the leader, still the dreamer, still the man who can keep it all together. But the reality cannot be denied. He is not. The family is torn apart. The dream is over. and the only thing remaining is the aftermath. The Session 4 cliffhanger puts viewers in suspense. If the Browns are this broken now, how are they going to make it when Kody's speculated new bride finally enters the scene? If they can't make each other work, how are they going to make someone new work? The storm brewed all season long, from hints of a new wife, to tears from Robyn, to defiance from Meri, and blunt rejection from Janelle. All the moments weighed heavily with betrayal and breakdown. But nothing could have prepared fans for Sister Wives Season 20 finale. The cliffhanger that left the world stunned, speechless, and clamoring for explanations. The cameras pan across a strained family reunion. The Browns sit at a big wooden table, but the atmosphere is heavy, oppressive, as if the walls themselves are creaking with strain from decades of secrets. The silence hangs, interrupted only by the sound of Robyn's muted weeping. Kody sits at the head of the table, his posture rigid, his jaw set, his eyes blazing with a mixture of anger and determination. His voice, when it finally cuts through the silence, is sharp and commanding. "If they won't love me again, I'll find someone who will." The words strike the room like a sledgehammer. Gasps ring out from the wives. The children squirm uncomfortably, their faces contorted with shock, denial, even shame. It's not a statement, it's a proclamation. It's Kody Brown, in front of the cameras, announcing that the pursuit of a new wife isn't speculation anymore. It's true, it's occurring. The response is instant. Robyn bursts into uncontrollable tears, bringing her hands up to her face. Her voice is cracking as she weeps. "How could you tell me that? After everything we've been through, after all we've sacrificed, how could you discard me like this?" Her breakdown is brutally honest, and for some viewers it's surreal. The woman who was once invincible, the favorite, now sits shattered, tasting the bitterness of being replaced. The irony is not lost on the viewers. Christine, Meri, and Janelle experienced this very same hurt for all these years. And now Robyn finally gets a taste of being discarded. Meri, though, is not shaken. She hunches forward, her gaze upon Kody, her voice steady but burning. "You don't get to redefine history, Kody. You don't get to discard me for Robyn, then come crawling back, then discard her for someone else. That's not love. That's not leadership. That's cruelty." Her words cut through the room. It's the Meri fanatics have been holding out for Session, tough, stubborn, no longer begging for crumbs of love. For the first time in years, she isn't the quiet wife behind the scenes. She's the voice of reality, revealing Kody's pattern for what it truly is. Janelle's reaction is more subdued, but no less intense. She shakes her head, her face a blend of sadness and revulsion. "I can't figure this out anymore," she breathes. "I won't sit here and let you ruin everyone around you just to save your pride." She rises from the table, her chair scraping on the floor, the noise sounding like the gavel slam. With steady resolve, she exits, her steps receding into the distance. As the cameras trail behind her out the door, fans understand what this signifies. Janelle is finished. Really finished. No more second chances. No more halfway commitments. She has left the turmoil behind, opting for peace instead of the ever-present storm. The cameras cut back to the table. Robyn's sobs grow louder. Meri's glare grows sharper. The children shift nervously, some whispering to one another, others staring down at the table in silence. And then it happens. The door opens. A woman enters the picture, blurred in shadow, her face not shown by the cameras. The wives look over at her, their faces a mixture of shock, suspicion, and terror. Even Robyn, in tears, raises her head to gaze at the woman who's invaded her life. The music builds, the tension overwhelming. Is this the long-rumored new wife? The woman Kody has been teasing about? The new energy he promised would save the family? Her face is never shown on the cameras, but she is present. She stands in the background, speechless as the rest of the family gawks in shock. Kody's eyes dart towards her, and for a fleeting moment, the fans catch a glimpse of it. A flash of pride, of confidence, of defiance. The gaze of a man who feels he has already won, even as everything else around him is falling apart. Robyn falls into new sobs. Meri growls under her breath. "Unbelievable," one of the children whispers. "He actually did it." And then Kody utters his freezing climax. "This family is not over. It's starting again." with or without you. The camera cuts to black. The cliffhanger has the fans reeling. Twitter is on fire within minutes of the airing of the episode. Has Kody really brought in another woman into the family? Who is she? How long has this been happening? Was Robyn in on it? And perhaps the most chilling question of them all, what now? Clips of Robyn's breakdown go viral. Memes of Meri's fiery glare flood Twitter. Janelle's quiet walkout becomes the symbol of strength and finality. And Kody? He becomes the most polarizing figure in reality TV once again. Part villain, part tragic character, part desperate man, clinging to a crumbling legacy. But behind the drama, there's something deeper. The cliffhanger isn't only about a new wife. It's about the total breakdown of the family's cohesion. The dream of sister wives once founded on love, faith, and closeness, now shattered. The courtroom-style conflicts, the non-stop allegations, the betrayals, all of them culminate here. Kody is no longer creating a family. He's creating an empire of domination. And the women who once stood with him for his vision, now are his strongest adversaries. The season finishes, but the questions linger. Will Robyn make it through the embarrassment of being replaced? Will Meri remain steadfast in her independence? Will Janelle ever glance back after she walks out the door? And who's this mysterious woman in the wings? The final seconds of the episode replay. Kody's chilling words, echoing like a warning. If they won't love me again, I'll find someone who will. The music swells, the credits roll, and fans are left breathless, counting down the days until season 21. Because if season 20 taught us anything, it's this. The Brown family we grew up with is no more. What's left is something darker, more desperate, more dangerous. And the legacy of Kody Brown will never be the same.